It looks like we're working to me. Alrighty. Oh man. Well, yesterday, for the past month and a half, almost 2 months now, I've been going and lifting weights every Friday. And apparently my arm was really sore or something, and I went and lifted weights, and now it really fucking hurts. So I would love to be playing one-page rules today on stream, but that's gonna have to wait, unfortunately, because I don't really have enough. My arm hurts too bad to do that, right? Even holding complex stuff up to the camera is just can't really paint any, if I move my hand higher than this, it fucking hurts. So we're going to do really, really boring stuff today, but stuff that needs to get done, and that's more fun when you have someone to talk to. So, imaginary internet friends, here we go. You're going to be my imaginary people to talk to while I work on really boring stuff today. However, I do have some finished Wadroon to show off. They still need their top coats, so their bases aren't fully done yet. But got my first Raptor rider there. I tried doing some volumetric highlighting on her and her Raptor buddy without it being too obnoxious. But there she is, the Raptor riding mommy. I love her. She's fantastic. 10 out of 10. Gonna be super honest, I really like the Wadroon. They are actually really fun models. But honestly, if it was an entire faction of orc Amazon women, they would be even better. I really wish there was more ladies in this army. Because the dudes are fantastic, right? Because this is one of the blooded. These are their melee murder units. There. And then I'll show you the fully finished one. Well, I guess he isn't top coated yet still either, but they're pretty cool. My blue work boys. Whoa. Honestly, actually, after painting them, I kind of wish I hadn't done them in ocean colors. I wish I would have done them in mountain fiery or magma and stuff. And yeah, I could still do that, but I'm gonna go with the ocean theme. But just because they remind me of Gorons so much, I get this super Goron vibe from them. So here's the fully finished one. He's still not top coated, so he's still missing one more step, but he's got some little tattoos and stuff on him. They're all gonna get these kind of white, kind of ocean-y kind of tattoos all over them. So they're all gonna get those, but they don't have them yet. And then my first little Raptor pack there, all done as well. So I went with putting half the number of models on this base, because honestly, putting 6 Raptors on here would make them basically impossible to paint, and it gives me double the number of units. And I'm not conquest champion man, so not champion, tournament man. So my friends will be more than happy with 3 Raptors on the bases, right? Be more than fine. It's kind of weird. It's from playing all the GW games, I kind of have this thing where it's you have to do it like they say, or the game police are going to show up and yell at you, and it's no. 3 gets the idea across. It's more than enough dinosaurs. But look at the Raptor mommy. You can see her base there. It's little sandy islands in blue. So that blue is actually going to get covered eventually in a couple layers of gloss Mod Podge, but that's going to be after she gets top coated. So what I'm going to do today, the really boring thing I mentioned, I'm going to work on their big bases today. So for anyone that doesn't know, Conquest is 2 games. It is First Blood, which is kind of like Warcry, where you use like the single models on the round bases. And then it is a game called Last Argument of Kings, which is a rank and flank game, where they plug into these like square bases. And I think this is a really cool concept. Just really, really fun idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint up these square bases so that they match. So this is not going to be mega exciting. I apologize. But it's going to have a couple steps at least. And that'll be good. And I won't have to hold any models up to my face, so it shouldn't hurt my arm. And we should be good. So I'm going to take this kind of big brush here and just use that. And this is Heavy Blue from Game Color Super Opaques. This is a God tier color. Just is very like dark watery, and I dig it. So see how jank and broken my brush is here. But there's no detail painting really yet. There will be, because as we uncover these black squares here, you'll see that there's a bunch of little 3D printed things glued onto them. So like this one here is a starfish. So I'll have to paint Mr. Starfish there. Zoom that in a little. We'll make this as entertaining as painting a black square can be. Yeah, let's see. There's a Mr. the Starfish there. When I do the Mod Podge, he's gonna get like partially covered in it. So it should be like all the blue is water, and then there are like these sand islands. And honestly, I thought that would kind of work better than doing the whole thing like sand and then trying to get water to cover it. I thought like faking water would probably end up, from a glance, end up looking nicer. Because the Mod Podge is only going to be a couple millimeters thick, right? It's not like going to be like a full resin pour. It also means it's a trillion times easier. Like literally, I'm just going to load it on a brush and go plop, 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 and do that like 2 or 3 times. And it should look really good. So I've done this before for water sources for Battletech Alpha Strike. So I made like a little lake and stuff to go on my Alpha Strike board. And it worked really well, like super well. I was really happy with it. So we're gonna do that. But yeah, won't paint all the doodads and stuff, but we gotta get those base colors in first, you know. Oh man. Oh. But yeah, I've been kind of taking it easy. I had all these plans for today, but they basically went all in the toilet after I hurt my shoulder. So today is a chill out at home day. It's become. It's like mandatory when you're sick, kind of chill at home. Because really I'd like to be painting, but holding the models like up to where I normally do like detail painting, it's just not happening right now. It hurts too bad. So we're doing this dumb stuff, but this dumb stuff's got to get done. I really want to play my Wadroon in the Last Argument, the big war style thing. The big army style game is really where I want to play my Wadroon. I'll happily play them in First Blood, but I think they're really cool in Last Argument. So I'm going to do that. But it means I got to get these square boys all painted up. get the square boys all painted up. Yeah, I got the idea of doing the ocean orcs, I think from, I went to go see Avatar with my husband, and I don't know, I kind of liked the like Pacific Islander kind of beach Navi. They were kind of cool, so I was like, oh, I'll try to channel that spirit a little bit, you know. It's a weird movie though, man. Definitely, we definitely could have used some love. Just with like cutting certain parts and yada yada yada. But the like art direction and stuff is very cool, as it tends to be in those films. Yeah, the little guys have these bases too, so we will get to ones that have like 4 little squares in them. But hopefully, my arm will be doing better tomorrow, and I can go down and play Conquest again, which is really fun. I've actually been having a hell of a time every weekend going and playing. It's been really good, to be honest. Last weekend I actually played for 4 hours, and you're like, okay, good job, loser. That's a lot for me. Like a lot for me. Usually after like an hour and a half, I'm kind of spent, and I don't really want to play anymore. I kind of just want to like go home, take a nap. Just from like prolonged social like interaction and stuff. Like I'm actually super outgoing, but man, they often refer to it as spoons, I guess. After COVID, my spoons have been very low, so I tend to tuck her out after social interactions. But man, I was still game to go 4 hours later playing fucking Conquest. And honestly, I think it was the game. If I'm like completely 100% totally honest, I think it was the game that made me like so chill and relaxed. Like the game was not stressful. Like I knew my rules well enough, you know. Nobody was being dumb. Like, not that that's often a problem, but it's worth mentioning, right? 'Cause sometimes when you play some people, games are very stressful regardless of what game it is, just because the people are being dickheads. But it's not the case. Oh, and yeah, I was just really chill. Managed to play for 4 hours, which is a ton for me. Like, I have a ton of 40k armies, right? When the big transition from 8th to 9th, I was like, yeah, let's go. 40k, it's what I'm about, son. Spoiler alert, I didn't actually like it. But I love the models. Love painting the models, still paint the models to this day. But don't play the actual game anymore. And if I'm being super honest, I've actually never played a 2,000 point game of Warhammer. And the reason is that they generally take too long, and I run out of energy. Just from like interacting with my opponent and having to remember the rules and everything. And like legitimately, I've never done that. Like I don't have the quote unquote spoons for it. So, you know, it's something I stayed away from. But I played for Conquest for 4 hours last Thursday, not Thursday, last Sunday. And I legitimately, if I didn't have to go home to check on my dog, I could have kept playing, like 100%. I had so much fun with it. It was really good. I actually, like real talk, I don't know if that's actually ever happened to me with a war game before. Because I always have fun playing them, but I do tend to tucker out. But that didn't happen to me when I was playing last weekend. And it didn't really happen to me the previous weekend. Because I was still able to like go out with friends and all this stuff after playing. Yeah, I was really beat, but this is multiple days of like doing social things and stuff like that. And, but I didn't have that response the last couple Sundays when I've been playing Conquest. So I'm really curious to see how I feel tomorrow. I'm going to be completely honest about it as always, but I am. Oh, I got to the edges on this one. I am very curious to see how it sits with me. Because I was really, really shocked at how I was not just a drained kind of lifeless husk like I normally am after playing like Warhammer and stuff. So yeah, just interesting stuff. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. Tomorrow we're playing First Blood again. We do want to play Last Argument at some point, but it's going to be a little bit. I don't have the stuff ready to play the big game yet. But that's what my Woodroot are for. But yeah, it's really funny. Because I do earnestly feel different after playing Conquest than I did Age of Sigmar or something. So around the turn of the year, I finished my Slaves to Darkness army. 100%. They're completely done. I'm like, alright, I got the rulebook for free. I'm like, I'm gonna play Slaves to Darkness. Here we go. Let's go. I played a game, Age of Sigmar. Opponent was fine. Good dude. His name's Paul. Really good dude. But the whole time I was like, man, this game just does not vibe with me. It's just not fun and visceral and there's so many weird little BS rules. And I'm just like, oh, this sucks, right? And I played Conquest and I was like, holy shit, it's been 4 hours and I'm still enjoying myself. What is this? Because that's for... I don't really like the term neurodivergent, but I'll use it. For neurodivergent people, right, there are other concerns to consider when you're going to play a game. Things like, are you going to have the energy for it? Are you going to be able to be social that entire time? Are you, do you have things afterwards that in case you don't have energy or in case you don't feel like being social that you can move or push off, right? In case it goes poorly, is it going to affect everything else you're planning on doing that day, kind of thing? These are real considerations for for like, you know, like I need to make these considerations every time I think about doing anything, right? Like, we go over Brian's, my husband, his friend Joe's house, right? And I'm like, am I going to have the energy to hang out with them for like 4 or 5 hours, right? And they are fantastic, great people. But like, it's just me. Like, sometimes I don't have that energy, you know? And sometimes I won't have that energy. So it is what it is. You know, it's like no commentary on any of the people you're interacting with. Yeah, some people are way more taxing than others. But, you know, the fact that, like, you have those extra steps and extra bits to consider, it's like a real thing, you know? And it's something that a lot of people that are sort of like more neurotypical probably don't even need to think about, you know? Oh, this is the big square base for the big dino. I have not decided yet what color I want to do him in. But I do think I want to keep the dinos in like super toy fantasy colors, like the raptor I showed off earlier. I do think I want to keep them like that. Just because I don't know. I think that looks cool. Kind of resonates with me a little more than like the dinosaurs being serious, kind of like brown and green and red, and you know. I think it's kind of fun if they're like turquoise and purple and yellow, and, you know. Just I kind of like that. So. Man, just tell you, I've been really enjoying it. So, the really funny thing is I had all these, I have all these projects, and I basically, like, have been entirely focusing on conquest with, like, all of my hobby time. I did a little bit of Battletech, yes. But I love Battletech so much. Battletech. I feel like now that I've been playing I've been like, you know, playing and building and painting Battletech, I kind of feel like Battletech is just like a constant in my hobbies now, the same way like Gunpla or something like that is. Alright, let's pick another one of these suckers to work on. Mr. Starfish. There it goes. So you're going to get 2 layers of blow. Because it's going over black primer, so I want to make sure the blue is good and strong like it is on their other bases. And then we'll come in, and the sand is going to get painted with Vallejo Off-White, and then it's going to get hit with Agrax Earthshade, and then the sand is going to get dry brushed by scale 75. I'm going to be super honest. The names on the bottles of the scale 75 paints scratch off all the time, so don't actually know the name. But it's this guy. It's their like off kind of bone white. Come on. Yeah. You can see the names always get like scratched off on these scale 75 ones, and I have no idea why. It's just like the printing does not last at all. see. Let's pull this back down. While it's drying, we'll do another layer on a different base. Let's say this one. So yeah, this is pretty tedious, to be honest, but that's the fun of like being able to do it on YouTube and pretend to have like imaginary painting friends, you know? It makes this kind of like tedious I won't say busy work, but it's kind of like tedious parts of the hobby. It makes them more fun, right? Like, or like if you play a game by yourself and you stream it, it's a lot more fun, right? It's like how I've been doing one-page rules, right? Like, it's a lot more fun even if you have an imaginary friend there doing it with you, you know? Yeah, it'd be nice if YouTube was a real business, you know. But at the same time, you know, I try to keep it earnest and sort of, you know, want to just kind of talk with the screen and stuff, you know. Have some fun, you know, with my minis and stuff on screen, and show people cool games like Space Station Zero. That was really fun. 10 out of 10 Space Station Zero. You know, stuff like that. My hands are going to be like pure blue after this, but it's okay. Ain't got nowhere to go today. I am staying home because I hurt my arm. Just going to relax. I'm probably going to play Deep Rock Galactic for the rest of the day. Man, they're having a birthday event and a new season. New season's really cool. It's like a plant kind of like fungus invasion, and it kind of turns all the bugs into zombies. So they take a lot of damage, but you shoot the pustules and stuff off them, and they explode. It's really cool. Oh, sorry, I cut the edges. Yeah, it's really fun. Deep Rock is really fun. Like, real talk, if you've never played Deep Rock, you're doing yourself a disservice. It is like legitimately one of my favorite video games. Plus, I got to do the unboxing the other day for the board game. That was really fun. I'm looking forward to painting those models. I gotta get a primer tomorrow. So I'll be doing that while I'm at the game store. I'm at Armchair Adventure tomorrow. Just using up the rest of the paint at this point, you know, before I move to the next color. Cool. There we go. Nice. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. So I guess let's do... Sorry. Blanco Succo. I'll fight. We'll do some of the sand. I could like super mega batch paint these, but we'll try to get one like mostly done for the camera at least. Okay. So we can see we got some So what's going to be sand here? So I'm just going to do this. Bloop, 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 bloop. If it goes over the edges, that's fine. You can see the sand is pretty much the only place there's texture paint on these. Everything else is just base. And that's because honestly it's going to look better and flatter once the gloss Mod Podge is on it. If everywhere doesn't have the sand. Like it'll make the sand puddles stand out more if the other parts are like kind of flatter. Plus the flatterness will fit the water texture better. Since I'm like, you know, essentially like simulating water, you know. And a bunch of this out, might as well keep going. And these ones haven't had their second what's it called? Yeah, the second coat, but since I got it out, might as well use it. Oh, oh man, these guys. This one's got a lot of sand. Okay. Send that over there. I'll grab another one. And we'll use up all the off-white. These ones will still need their second blue, but it's okay. It's okay. Let's see, I'm being just like right proper messy on this. This is super messy time this one is. Well, that's okay. And I'll neat it up nicely in the end. Some of the fun things about painting, sometimes it looks really rough in the beginning, and then it gets cool at the end, like on the finished models I showed off earlier. To be super honest, this is actually making my arm really tired. Yeah. I apologize. This is a really shitty stream today. But I'm probably going to have to call it because my arm's actually starting to hurt. Yeah, I'm going to have to call it. I apologize for the crappiness of the stream this week. But tomorrow I'll be playing some more Conquest, and I'll put the photos up on Instagram, so that'll be good. But yeah, I'm gonna go crash and go back to playing Deep Rock because man, my arm is wrecked. But yeah, I apologize for the crappiness of the stream, but hurt my stupid arm. So, but that's where I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call it. Thank you guys for watching this crappy stream today. And keep on keeping on.